Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode on the HighLevel Experience Podcast. Our guest today is somebody who's lived the bleeding edge of SaaS, FinTech, and AI for nearly 2 decades, launching startups, leading high-stakes strategy at billion-dollar companies, and now building tools that are shaping the future of the high-level ecosystem. He's the kind of guy who he's just as comfortable on stage hosting AI events in Cancun as he is in lab architecting next-gen CRM automations. Oh, and did I mention he is the brains behind all things GHL, SuperCloner, and SuperEditor? And also, he once ran a 4,000 member GHL expert community that was so good, it got acquired. That's right. So, let's welcome to the show, Fer Patel.
Thank you for that awesome introduction. And just the way you position it, it's reminding me of all the different milestones I went through in my life so far to get to where I'm at. So you succinctly summarize it. It was fantastic.
You've done a lot, man. I was looking at your LinkedIn and I was like, where was I in 2004? Yeah, that's right. I was just finishing high school, I guess.
Oh man, you just aged me. Great, thank you.
But no, I didn't mean it that way. I'm just saying, like, you've done so much, but also you've stayed the whole time, like, in the tech, which is really cool because obviously that, I haven't, like, I've been a chef, then I've been in the fitness industry, personal trainer, and now last 6 years or so I'm doing this. But so really appreciate being here because you obviously have a ton of experience being in that industry for so long. So yeah, so you must have had a wild journey, fintech, SaaS, AI, high level, and now building your own empire of tools. What was that exact moment you realized HighLevel wasn't just another CRM, but like a full-on movement with like worth building business around?
It's funny. So when I pivoted from fintech into marketing, and like most other people at that time, a lot of people came into the ClickFunnels world. I saw the ClickFunnels ads. I picked up the .com secrets. I read the book. I got to the ClickFunnels world. Then I started building funnels and then realizing, okay, I need to have email automation. So I got an Active Campaign. Okay, then I need another third-party tool. Okay, now how do I connect them? So I got the Zapier. So then at one point, I'm like, oh, I need a chatbot. I got the ManyChat. So I had about 5, 6, 7 different tools I was running and patching together using Zapier and always hoping nothing will break. And it worked out for the most part. And then HighLevel came along. Someone sent me a link. I looked at HighLevel, went to the landing page back then. I'm like, I don't have time to learn another tool. Like, I already have 7 tools I'm working with. This is just another tool I'm going to have to add in my inventory. And I just kind of just brushed it off. I watched I think it was Robin doing a demo video at the beginning on their webpage. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do this. Then a month later, I'm like, let me try it out. Maybe again, I brushed it off. I'm like, I don't have time for this. It's like, that you always have that, you see those memes where you have the one person carving out pushing the wheelbarrow. One guy's carving out a circle or the wheel and the other one's working with the squares. I'm like, I don't have time. I got to keep going. Let me just keep going. I have my momentum to whatever effect it is. Let me just keep going at it where it was. Then luckily somehow I was joined someone else's mastermind. And then he says, hey, everyone who's part of the mastermind, they get a free sub account on his white label CRM solution. Was it HighLevel at that time? Yeah, I think it was HighLevel because it wasn't branded. He didn't really care. That wasn't his main thing. So I got a free sub account. So I got into the sub account. He gave me a snapshot. Then now I'm getting a chance to try it out without that stress of paying a subscription fee is going to be coming up pretty soon. You're either using it or not using it. If you don't use it, you feel like you have to cancel it. So you have that window at that beginning time. I'm already paying for 7 different tools. Do I want to add one more tool part of my toolkit? That's the way I look at it. So then I got a free account from someone. Then I had zero pressure. So I'm going through it, checking it out. Oh, I can create triggers and campaigns and, the workflows. Like, that's pretty cool. And I was working, it was a mastermind in the real estate space. So then I had a snapshot that gave me 365 days of automations ready to go.
Nice.
You have a sequence for 365 days. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. So it's all ready to go. It's all kind of automated. Like, this is pretty cool. I didn't have to do anything. He just pushed it into my account. Then I'm thinking right away, okay, I think I need to use this tool. I got to try this out. Now, because if I onboard my own real estate client and I onboard 2, 3, 4 other ones, all I have to do is push a snapshot. I'm ready to
Hmm.
go. It's ready to go and just do a few little tweaks. So then at that point, I saw the benefit. I saw the features that will save me time and energy. And then at that point, I started using it right away on 1 or 2 clients. And at that point, once I started using it for 1 or 2 clients, I'm like, okay, I think there is something in the software. I might go a little bit further in. And that's when I joined the HighLevel community. At that point, it was sub 5,000 users. You know, when I did one of those things where, when you're in the ClickFunnels community, I was just a person in the community amongst the 90 or 100,000 other people. There's already
Yeah.
people who have already carved out their niche. They've already become well known in the community. And you're coming in late to the game, if you want to say. You got to work really hard to make yourself known. Whereas HighLevel can be 5,000 people. Like, what can I do to add value in the community? So I realized a lot of people kept asking similar questions around, oh, how do I customize this? How do I customize that? Like, I think could be a way in for me. So I
Mm.
started providing them the customization tools, the CSS, the JavaScripts, the various small little hacks. And the thing is, I didn't know any of that stuff. I learned it on the fly. All I had to keep doing is staying one step ahead of everyone else. Someone says, how do I do it? I use that as a reason to go learn it right away,
I love it.
find the solution, and then share it with
Brilliant.
people. Then everyone thinks, "Oh my god, you're awesome. You know what you're doing." I'm like, back in my mind, is I have no idea what they're asking me. I'll figure it out. So my mindset's always been about I'm not the person asking the questions. I'm the person who will find the solutions. So I would always find the solutions no matter what on my own. I would get it going. And then I started building up a lot of tools. And I shared it freely within the community because in my mind, I wasn't looking for this to be a revenue generating tool. It was more about how can I help the community out and just share some goodwill. That's all it was. I had zero strategy in mind over here. It was just more about, hey, how can I be helpful? That's all it was. And I was able to help people out that way. Then I realized afterwards, okay, this is taking a lot of my time now. So then instead of just sharing Google Docs across the board with the tools, then let me put this on a repository online. So I put a GitBook repository online. I shared it there freely. Then people started coming to me asking me for customization. They wanted more work involved. So I had a developer with me. I would get the developer to help them out. A lot, if it's small tasks for 5-10 minutes of time, I wouldn't even charge them. Like it's too small of an amount of effort because I know how much time it takes. So I would just do it for free for them.
Hmm.
Whereas in their mind, they think, oh, it could be very heavy. Technically, I could have charged them for 2 hours of work. Like, that's really complicated because I already have all the templates built out. It's 10 minutes of work. I'll do for free. I wouldn't even think about it because in the end, I know how much time it takes. But then those 10 minutes kept adding up, right? So those 10 minutes end up being 5-6 hours in a day
Yeah.
of time. How do I customize that? And then somehow along the way, someone encouraged me, why don't you create a paid membership out of this? Like, you know what? Maybe I should. That will help pay for the R&D that we're doing going forward. So I can keep the developer I had with me. I was paying him out of pocket at that point just to keep feeding and helping the community out. Now we turned that into a community, which we called GHL Experts. So there's where we create a membership portal. That's where I found a new way of just placing all the code, all the repository over there and charge people a monthly membership fee or a lifetime membership fee when they came on board. And that helped subsidize or, pay off my developer time and energy to facilitate that.
I think I used your platform. Is it the one that you had like a free CSS codes for surveys and then the paid ones and
Yes,
all that
yes.
stuff? Yeah, yeah. I think I used that way back. Yeah.
I think honestly, the vast majority of the people who use HighLevel in the early days, they were members on that platform because there's 3 people in totality that were doing something similar. One
Hmm.
was charging an outrageous amount for such trivial stuff. Then another one built a software around it.
Yeah.
And then there was me who was giving out the code just freely. So this is where I kind of built more of my mark or a name for myself in the community around GHL experts. And then we started building up more and more over there. We built custom menus before HighLevel had custom menus. We built, some chat widgets before they offer these things. And we're always staying ahead of them, knowing that they're gonna just eventually build them natively within the platform. We know it's gonna happen. I had conversations with them back then. We gave them a free membership to our membership portal. We're like, look, we know you guys are gonna just literally make these things native in the platform, and you should. You should not be. I should not have to be providing custom JavaScript to create custom menus when it should be natively in the software. So I'm well aware, like these things you need to build into the software. Here's the code I'm using. It helps you. But it's always been knowing the fact that it's going to, we're going to have tools and hacks that are going to be obsolete in the coming months as normal.
I think on the same token, though, what you've done is you've allowed them, you've provided them with that leverage, helpful leverage for them to continue to be the skateboarder and continue to like focus on the other things rather than having to like, oh, well, we need to build it as well. Oh, no, we don't have to actually. Our community is solving that problem for the minute, so we don't have to stress about it and we can do others. So it's like a win-win for everybody. Question though, and also like a bit of a big takeaway from what you just covered is like providing value. I think it's so powerful in general, like in business, in any business. For you guys listening as well, it's like we all want to grow our businesses and want to make some money and have a better lifestyle. And it can be really tough if you got no following, like if you start from scratch and whatnot. So like there's honestly like it's time tested. Like if anything else, it's kind of like if anything else, this will always work. Going out there, not expecting anything in return, and then just looking at opportunities to help somebody, looking at posts, looking at comments. How can I work out how I can help that person? Like it just
100%.
like works.
That's always been my approach. And again, this is the approach that you see when you read even some of the marketing books you read. Just give value. It's about reciprocity. People will return. A lot of people, when I give them stuff for free, they say, I want to pay you something. Like I want to pay you for the time. I'm like, no, it's okay. It's very trivial. But people feel bad or guilty that they're getting something of value. It's valuable to them, but it's negligible in terms of time for me. But people feel like they need to give something in return. That's when they'll go. Then on their own, they feel like they need to do something. They'll do a shout out online. So I had lots of people give me shout outs online because they felt they wanted to do something to reciprocate what I was able to offer them.
Yeah. I mean, even if you just like put it from a perspective of a sales funnel, right? I mean, when you think of it, this is people have problems. That's why they posted about the problem and you looked for a solution. That's awareness, right? The goal of that sort of stage is to help somebody. And then if that makes sense, then you can offer them something on the back end of it. But it just creates this like a really natural journey where nobody feels like they're being sold to. It's you building trust on the front end, and it just becomes so. It's like I highly believe in that. And obviously, there's few people in the community that stand out for doing this type of stuff, and I really appreciate them. One of them is obviously you, Michael Reamer. He's been providing a ton of value to the community. Michael Placido, Mario, right? There's so many others that obviously I can't think off the top of my head, but yeah, thank you guys for what you're doing. I appreciate what you're doing. That's what I want to say, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. But it's one of those things that I've just been doing naturally from day one. Because if I see someone asking a question, I'll jump in there, just answer the question because it's such a simple question for me. I see the answer, but they're struggling and it's holding them back. So they're waiting for someone to answer that question. If I could come in there, put a 30 seconds, answer their question, a minute, 2 minutes, but now it will unblock them to continue in their journey. Right. So that's kind of the direction that's always been the approach I've been taking.
Yeah. So 5,000 members. So that would have been what? Late 2019, early 2020 he started?
Yeah, around there.
Yeah, because I think I started 2020. It was about 7,000. Yeah, those were different days. The group was a little bit smaller. Yeah. So you unpack that journey from there. How did you get to landing, being a manager of special projects for HighLevel? I think it was like last year, right after Level Up.
Yeah.
What was that? What led to that? And if just like, I'm just curious. And if there
Yeah.
was any like unique projects that you worked on that you want to share.
So, from GHL Experts, it was always a kind of a side project for me and my partners. We were building it, my two partners on it, Shaw and Anas. They would they both had their own marketing agencies. I had my own marketing agency. And digital X was something we just did as a hobby to get together, or we would just do it for fun. So we didn't really put that much extra energy. We could have taken it much further. We realized in retrospect, had we just put some time and energy on it, it could have been a significantly a different business. But again, it was a side project. We never took it seriously. So it grew at a certain pace. And then we had an opportunity where we connected with Extendly, and we realized Extendly, it has a certain level of traction going on right now. And I think if we combine forces, we can do a significantly better job, because we had a digital expert at our peak. We had 6 employees, the 3
Hmm.
partners, and just a few resource support and developers. Because again, it was just a little side hobby for us. Whereas Extendly at that point was 100 employee plus. Like, you know what? If we merge forces, I think we could do significantly a lot more. We combined forces. That's when we got acquired by Extendly with Bayant. And then from there, we kind of moved into different roles within that organization, absorbed into it. So we took over the marketing, the technology, and the ops side of the business. So I was there for about a year and a half. And then after a year and a half, an opportunity arose at HighLevel, where I was talking to Sean, and then Robin and Varun, but more Varun at the end, about what potential opportunities they could exist at HighLevel. And they pretty much offered, we talked about 2 or 3 different areas, and the one that resonated the most with me was their AI employee launch. Before, that was literally about last year around this time. Like, it was about this time when the conversation started, because I remember I was right around Level Up, and I started with them right before, I think 3 days before Level Up I started, or 4 days before. And that's when they announced the AI employee launch for the voice AI product at Level Up last year. So I obviously, when I have a few options, I took AI employee as the offering. And honestly, I didn't even use AI much before starting with HighLevel. AI, like everyone else, my journey with AI, my extent of AI at that point was Chat GPT. That's
Right.
it. But so I'm like, what do you mean AI employee? What's in AI employee? Voice AI? That sounds pretty cool. How does that work? So I came in as a very novice user. Then I had to dig deep immediately right into the trenches. Okay, what does the product do? Who is our target audience? What are we trying to sell? What is the path for them to sell it? What is the unique selling proposition? So I had to get into the whole mix of it, because they're launching it already. Now we got to figure out, and now it's kind of coming on to me to help get it to market, get it out there. And knowing HighLevel, as we all know, HighLevel, we move so fast over there at that point. So documentation was a nightmare. We couldn't even document it, because every week there was a new update. It was so fast. So why are we even documenting it? There's no point.
No point.
So
No.
by the time we finished going through the process of documenting it, a release already happened. That's already outdated. So at that point, we need to educate the public in terms of what the feature does, what the software does, what it's doing for AI. So I decided that at that point, let's just hold coaching calls every single day. That's it.
That's it. That's
And
it.
that
Yeah.
way it'll just be organic. And as new information comes to me, I will relay it real time. Because sometimes while I'm on a call, I see a release happen. Okay, guys, this new release. Let's talk about it now. So I started pushing coaching calls as being the easiest way to get information out. So those who are on the calls would see they get the latest information. If they had questions, we'd answer their questions, or this not working, we'd troubleshoot for them as well. So during that time, it was called the Season of AI. We ran that promotion at the tail end of November, December. So from that promotion itself, I think we did about 7 weeks of AI every single day, coaching calls. So every day, 3 p.m. Eastern, I had a coaching call to do. Luckily, we brought in certain experts from our community to help facilitate. So I can kind of take a little bit of a step back on those calls and just be the facilitator versus being the main person presenting, because it'd be very difficult to present every single day, having a
Oh
new
yeah.
topic every day. So then we chose specific people. Okay, this person's going to talk on more sales side. This person will be talking about how to build up the voice side from a agency perspective, support perspective. Someone else will talk about more about, all right, how would you use it with everything else within the HighLevel ecosystem? So we tried segmenting out each speaker in terms of what their roles would be, but sometimes depends on where the call would go. They start with a topic, but then the conversation on the call would derail that topic, and it'll just be a Q&A session, which was fine because that was the whole point. The whole point was we want whoever's on the call to engage and ask questions to make it easy, because when HighLevel launched Voice AI, most people didn't know about Voice AI. They may have heard of Rappi and Retail and a few others. Like, I barely knew about them at that point because we're just so deep down in HighLevel, and you hear about AI. You're not thinking about AI in HighLevel itself. You're just thinking about AI in general. And then there's other tools out there in the ecosystem. You're not using it because you're only going to stick to one tool, because you don't have time to go learn another tool. You just don't have time, right? There's so many tools out there. There's 1,001 tools out there. Even right now, as I'm preparing for we'll talk more about it later, but the AI workshop that we're going to be doing at early next year, my video team member, we're going through almost every video AI tool. So he's testing out every single one. And I think we're at 15 tools we're testing out. And we're documenting our journey. Like, why did you choose this tool? What are the shortcomings? Why did you choose this tool? What are the shortcomings? So kind of showing the progression of how did we end up at this specific tool? Because now we're narrowing down from 15 down to 3. Now these 3 can do whatever these other tools can do. So now we've narrowed it all the way down. But it's a process. It takes time to trial and error. It costs a lot of money to trial and error as well. So we're going through a whole trial and error process. And the tools we think, this is the greatest tool out there based on marketing. You're realizing other tools that may not have the same level of marketing actually have a better tool. So that's on the tool side. People get distracted by all the shiny objects, and we're marketers. We get distracted all the time.
You may not realize this, but for the last 2 years, I've had a secret weapon that has made running my business inside of HighLevel so much easier. You see, there is so much that HighLevel can do, which is amazing, but it's a lot of work to stay up to date with it. And even more so if my customers are asking me questions about it. And this is why I'm excited to announce that our show is officially part of the HLPT Creator Network. This is HighLevel Pro Tools, an organization that I've been using to run support for my customers, as well as give me a ton of awesome epic add-ons that make running, launching, and differentiating my SaaS inside of HighLevel so much easier. And now that they're an official sponsor of the show, they've done something pretty bloody awesome. If you go to hlpt.com/experience, you can get one of their incredible tools absolutely for free. No purchase necessary, just for being a listener on the show. So head over to hlpt.com/experience, grab that free tool, and I promise you this is going to improve the conversion rates on your page. Check out all the other stuff that they offer and tell them that Pete sent you.
You know what's wild? There's a smarter way to grow your agency and help more local businesses without adding more stress. That's what HighLevel does. It's your all-in-one sales, marketing, automation, and AI system. No more duct taping tools together or paying for 20 different subscriptions that barely talk to each other. I've been using it for 5 years with my own white-level version, Stand Out from the Pack, helping Aussie businesses like Dimitri, a Canberra electrician, who now runs his jobs, quotes, calls, and follow-ups with our built-in AI employee. If you're an agency, HighLevel lets you do exactly that. Support your clients in new ways while building stable, recurring revenue every month. And if you're a local business, partner up with somebody who knows your market and your industry. If you're in Tasmania, my mate Jared from Boulder Digital, for example, has you covered. If you're in Canberra, that's my turf. Check out standoutfromthepack.com.au and we'll get you sorted. The point is, there's probably a high-level agency or SaaSpreneur near you. We're seasoned marketers, tech-savvy super nerds who love helping local businesses grow. We're global, we're connected, we're high-levelers. Now, I've got something really special for you guys. I've negotiated an exclusive 30-day HighLevel trial that's double the usual just for you. Sign up your agency through gohighlevel.com/vid or upgrade your existing plan.
and I'll hook you up with over $3,200 worth of bonuses, resources, templates, and snapshots I normally give to my private clients only. So whether you're scaling an agency or leveling up your business, start with the right system. Go highlevel.com/vid or team up with your local SaaSpreneur and let's make business simple again. One platform, one login, no duct tape, just results.
Yeah. One thing I want to say with, like, you're talking about that experience working for HighLevel and rolling it out and trying to figure out how do we continue to educate the customer, because documentation is no point because it keeps innovating so fast. Often, like, a lot of us, like, I know when I say a lot of us, I do tend to refer to myself a lot as an example here in this podcast, but like, we start HighLevel, we might launch it as for our agency initially, and then we want to do it as a SaaS thing, a bit of a hybrid. And I don't know about you guys listening, but like for me, I'm just obsessive perfectionist, and I always like, I gotta get things really pretty, really nice, really like well thought out, so that people have really good experience. And I've learned that approach just bites you back. It bites you back big time when it comes to revenue and acquisition, because things just take too long. So
Well,
I've learned that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because I used to be the same way as well. So when I was in the ClickFunnels world, the same thing, you're so busy trying to learn it because you want to learn the platform inside out. So when you make your first sale, I know everything. I can easily sell it because I know the whole software inside out. So people sign up for a platform, and then they would be paying for 6 months, be learning for 6 months, not making money. They're not selling because they're still trying to learn it. Now, the number one advice I tell people when they come to the HighLevel community is just spend 1 hour learning the ropes of HighLevel as a whole, what's available, what it can do, then go get your first client right away.
Yeah.
Just know what's in the software. Go get your first client. And ideally, depends on the person's personality, because this is generic advice, but depends on your personality. Go find a friends or family, a relationship. Go find, I'll call them a friendly. Get them as your first client, unpaid as well. People will differ with me on that, but I believe don't get it paid on the first month. Say, first month I'm doing it for free. I'm here to help you, because the reason why I say that is if you start charging them, then they have certain expectations on you right away and demand. Yeah. Then you have stress. Now they're stressed that you promise them I'm going to do this and you don't deliver in time. There's all the stress on you. You don't know the software. Now you get the stress on the other side. If you can get a friendly, say, hey, I'm going to build this out for you. I'm still learning it. I'm going to try it out. If it works great for you after 30 days, it's all good. You're happy. Then after the next month, then we'll talk about the rate. And this is what I would charge you, but I'm discounting in the first month. So for those who run into that paralysis by analysis situation, this will help break them out of there, because most people struggle a lot and they stick to learning because that's their comfort zone. Learning, it's easy. You're in your own world. No, there's no responsibility. You can keep doing it. But as soon as you get your first client, now you have responsibility to that client. They paid you money. They paid you $1,000. They paid you $200. Doesn't matter, even $100. But I paid you $100. I expect a deliverable now. So now they have certain expectations on you. If they send you an email, they expect you to respond back. So don't take the first dollar.
And at that point, this is where you want to make sure you've got that really good experience. Otherwise, you're going to have churn, and then it's going to impact your confidence in order to want to go for the next one. So yeah, you want to get it right. And also another angle to this as well is like, again, going back to that perfectionist thing, is like you're trying to build something and it takes weeks before you get it out there. And I know some of you might be listening and like, hey, but Vit, like I'm still that perfection. It's not like I can switch it off. So I haven't fully switched it. It's still within me. I've just learned how to work within that freaking obsession thing, right?
Yeah.
What I've found works for me these days is just shortening the cycle, so I can still work in something and make it really cool and feel like I can fulfill that thing that I need to fulfill, like that perfectionism in me, but do it like on a weekly cycle. So like good example of that now is I started doing these workshops for my SaaS. So I've obviously spent maybe like a full day and mapped out all the different marketing categories, marketing lead gen, like related to any business that want to grow. and then broken them down into like subtopics, right? And then based on those subtopics, I come up with different workshop titles. So now I do these workshops. Like last week, I did a workshop on brand voice, like defining brand voice, inviting people for free and like, hey, come, business owners, hey, if you run a business and you're trying to like get content out there, you're doing marketing, it's not really hitting the mark. It could be that it's not aligned with your brand. So let me teach you about brand voice and what it means, but then also tie it into software on the back of it. So then I'm doing a bit of a demo and I'm positioning a product, but on the front end, I'm still providing a ton of value, and it's positioned as a workshop, not a webinar. So then it gets to like write some stuff out. Anyway, so I've been doing these for the last couple of weeks, and they seem to work really well. Like it seemed for some reason, I think there's value in that. So people like it becomes a bit of a no-brainer. So they sign up to attend. So yeah, like I had, I don't know, 20 people show up last week. I've got another one in 2 hours, and yeah, that could be, and so that way I can still like make my slides pretty and everything. But yeah, anyway, just some food for thought for you guys listening. You're like, is there a way for me? I'm the perfectionist girl or guy. I think this could be it.
I was gonna say, it's just like, I think we all are well aware of an example of a company that launches MVPs and they're successful. They only do MVPs, right? We all experience it. We all feel it every single time. And they can become a $1 billion company not being a perfectionist. I actually had a conversation with one of the founders about this when I was working with them. I asked them, why we just launched this feature. Could we not have waited just 2 more weeks and like polish it up a little bit more, have it go through product marketing, have them refine the images, have them refine the content? And he's like, no, we launch skateboard model. That's our model over here. And I thought, honestly, when I went to go complain, like, we should be doing this, I thought he would be backing me. I honestly thought he'd back my thing, because I'm like, I really care. I think we could do a much better job if we did this as this. He's like, no, we're a skateboard model company. That's literally the ethos that they all live and breathe across the whole organization. So I was in the wrong now. Not wrong, but just my approach. I'm going contrary to the culture in the organization.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wait, but if we just did 2 more weeks, we could have done this, this, and this. And he told me this is not the way they do things here. They roll it out. And the stats prove that it works. Like in the end, statistically, he gave another example. Previously, they had a few products that they launched to perfection. They pushed it out there. They got a bit of a buzz. People got excited. They got a bit of an uptick, and then it kind of fizzled out. Certain features or products. But when they launch a product or a feature, even incomplete, even if they have naysayers, people complain like, oh my God, this is a terrible product or a terrible feature, I can't believe this. People complain. Adoption's still there. They do a new release, update it. So now more complaints come in, more adoption. And they release again, more complaints, more adoption. So even if people are complaining about it, it's bringing attention to it again. And people are like, oh yeah, okay, let me try it out. So the case in point example I was bringing up to them, he challenged back saying, you know what? This was actually our best feature in terms of adoption. I was just blown away. Like, okay, wow. I need to rethink the way I come from a software background, software development, FinTech. Like we got FinTech, financial technology. You can't make mistakes. There's no MVPs over there because you're dealing with people's money and you're dealing with compliance. You can't cut corners. If something goes wrong, you're going to get a fine, or you can get very angry regulators coming at you if you cut corners. When it comes to this type of software, depends on the feature, obviously, but they're able, not once they cut corners, but they can launch it prematurely, pre-polished, and the users of the platform, for the most part, have been super accommodating, and they understand because they understand the trade-off of polish and perfection to the speed that they go, that the rapid fire things are being released. Because even if you complain about it, what is incredible though is the responsiveness of the team to fix those issues. So, if you, in simple terms, to throw it out into the public, you guys beta test it for us. Okay, you now tell us all the issues and we're gonna fix them all, and now we're ready to go. Yeah, right. That's kind of what happens a lot of times.
It's brilliant, And it's like super lean as well, because like cost efficient as well, because instead of trying to like pay for your own research and trying to figure out all the bugs, and you might not even be right at the end of it, because the user experience, the actual underlying user is the one who's going to be using it. So they might have a different perspective, different needs. There's always going to be like number one in terms of value. It's the feedback coming from the user rather than trying to figure it out himself. So yeah, I 100% agree with you. They keep growing.
Yeah.
I mean, good example, like ClickFunnels, right? Russell Branson trying to roll out 2.0, and it was just such a flop, right? I don't know if it was that example of perfectionism behind the scenes and then rolling it out and it wasn't a thing. I'm not sure exactly what, but it felt like
Well,
that
no
was the
one,
case.
everyone, no, ClickFunnels is they sell. He's a marketing. He's a salesperson. They sold. I think he pre-sold it, pushed it out prematurely when the product wasn't ready, and
Okay.
and then at the same time, people who are switching from a stable product to an unstable product were not happy about it.
Mm.
Like, why would you push us to 2.0 with all the packages, the promotions, prepay for a year, annual play, then they switch over, it's not working? Then people get frustrated. Whereas over here, for the most part, high level is very stable. But then new features are clunky sometimes, but they'll fix it. They're very responsive to fixing it when it comes up, because I've been on both sides. So I know I've been on the inside. Whenever I'll be monitoring all the Facebook posts, all the complaints coming through, and I'll take those things, curate the post, and send it to the specific product managers. Like, hey, there's an issue here. Then I would add my own Loom video to them. I double checked it. They're right. And this is what it is. Because to a certain point as well, people used to complain on the Facebook forum. We're double check and triple check what they're saying. And sometimes it's user error, like straight up user error. They don't know what they're doing. They're making the mistake, but they're blaming high level for the mistake. So those are the type of posts I would personally take down, because it's false information. But in parallel, I would DM the person, hey, by the way, I reviewed your situation. This is what it is. And I dropped them a Loom video, so they don't feel like, hey, you just took them down and you didn't hear from, like, that's not fair.
Just being shut down.
We're not shutting. And this is actually, that comes from the top. This is like Sean's methodology as well. He's like, don't take down a post unless you tell the person why it was taken down. Right?
Yeah.
Because if we take down a post and they're in the wrong, tell them, hey, by the way, we double checked it, and have an explanation. Because we don't want to hear a complaint coming back after. Like, they're just neutralizing my post, they're taking it down. They don't want to hear what's happening, the truth. Like, a lot of times I've seen personally, someone would come in and put us on blast. My account got hacked. How unsecure is high level? And they'd go nuts.
Yeah.
Then
projecting emotions, and
then you'd see people chiming in. Oh my God, they need to do something about this. I can't believe they're letting this happen. While this is all going on, I would go pull up the person's account. I would jump into the account. I would review what's happening, because I pull up their ticket. I would go through everything, diagnose it, and I realized has nothing to do with being hacked. This person gave access to one of his admins. Mm-hmm. And the admin, became a rogue admin who did XYZ within his account. That has nothing to do with high level. That has to do with your own internal information security policies. So if you have an employee that goes rogue and you want to blame high level for that, right? It's like you had your own employee, a VA, and they started deleting funnels. Is it high level's fault for letting your VA delete the funnels, or your fault for giving it permissions to those tools? So in certain cases where that happened, I saw it firsthand, and I see people complaining about it. But I took a different approach on one of those posts. I would just come in there, put a commentary. Hey, by the way, I investigated this. This is strictly a user error, has nothing to do with high level. And then I would just, I would put stop commenting on the post. We're just trying to kill off the commentary, because then after it calms down, then I'll kill that post off, because we don't want people sharing and spreading false information, because you get new members coming in all the time.
Yeah,
and if
I get that.
A new member comes in and they sees this, this tool, I just got hacked. How does that make a new member feel? I'd be very concerned if I saw that. So from a reputation point of view, and this is something, I'm of the same opinion, from a reputation point of view, if it's blatantly false information, we remove the post. Without a doubt.
And, thank God that we have audit logs. Like, you're bringing a really important point. This is for all of you guys listening as well. Like, if you're serious about building your SaaS on the back of HighLevel, you have that responsibility over making sure that your platform and every single sub account, all your customers are secure. Like, I actually these days, if I've got somebody working on our stuff, I don't give them like that admin role access to all sub accounts. I do not. It's like I just give that particular one that you're working with. If you're no longer working there, I cut you out, because it's not about, whether I like that person or not. It's just about, if somebody wanted to, could they? Okay, well, if they could, it doesn't matter how good of a person they are. Let's get rid of that possibility. So this is this is whole another topic. We could do a whole episode on how
But
do
again,
we
what you're
security
talking
and
about, this is pure information security rules. Don't give people more access and privilege than they need to have.
Yeah.
Because don't put people in a position where they can abuse it.
Yeah.
Right? Because who knows what happens in someone's life at one point of time. Then it's like, you know what? I have a nice funnel here. I think I can take his funnel and sell it and make money off of it.
Either that, or you just don't have control of the endpoint of their machine, of their computer that they're using, so they could get hacked, or somebody else could get on there, or their 5-year-old, maybe they're working from home and they didn't log out, and their 5-year-old is playing around now that deleted someone's automation. You don't know.
So many reasons why it can happen, but I've seen so many cases where people come in, give their VAs admin access, and the VA they hired somewhere online on Fiverr somewhere. They've done no vetting. They did something in their account. I've seen cases where people have taken over someone else's account because of, then again, they blame HighLevel. I audited the whole flow. It took me time to understand. Like, do you not think it was odd that the person sent you a two-factor authentication request to change the email address? You didn't find that concerning? Like, they literally gave him all the information. Then it got transferred over. It's like, oh, I didn't know what he was doing. But why are you blaming HighLevel for this? This is user error. You literally gave him, it's like, oh, here's my login. Go ahead, do what you want.
Yeah. Fair. I want to segue to the next part of the conversation, but this is a really good point. I think, Level Up is around the corner at the Town Making this podcast, right? We're all excited just to hear all the new announcements. But I think that would be really cool if this area of like security access control could be enhanced with additional feature. Like, one feature I could think of is like some sort of a log of, if a user haven't accessed a particular sub account for a certain amount of days, it would automatically lose access to it, or things like that, to like make us SaaSpreneurs, make our job a little bit easier, and other layers that we can rely on automations, not all of us to just do it all manually. So that'd be pretty cool. Wouldn't you agree?
I was working with the security audit team as well, and I was trying to bring in a lot more features. So one of the comments now that I was on the inside, one of the things I first did is I reached out to the product manager for the audit logs, and I asked him, it's a genuine question. I asked him, what is the purpose of these audit logs? A year ago. He's like, oh, to be able to do this. I'm like, okay. I've been using audit logs for 2 years. I've never, ever been able to find any utilization out of the audit logs, ever. Someone does something that specifically I'm trying to find, it's not in the audit logs. So I was like, what do you mean? I'm like, you go try finding any use of these audit logs. It's great from a system point of view. A workflow ran, this happened. But from a user, agency owner perspective, it's useless. So that got them going. That brought on some other agency owners to give feedback. And that's now we got IP addresses in the audit logs finally. Like, why didn't we have IP addresses? Because I kind of pushed it in there. I'm like, this is boilerplate. Everyone has IPs. Put it in there. At least I can help specific things. I would like to know when people are logging in from what IP address. I would like to have, the basic crude updates here. If anyone creates an action, deletes an action, modifies an action, we should be logging all these things. Everything should be logged so we have full transparency. So if you have a user working for you, you can just skim what his activity was in the account from a security point of view, because why are they accessing specific contacts on the account when they should not be accessing? What's the reason?
Especially if it's the agency level role, what would be cool with the IP address is to say, well, somebody's working for you. doesn't matter. Even let's say if they're in Philippines, right? If you could have, okay, well, tell me your IP address. So you're only going to be able to log in from that IP address. And so
Yep.
if you then try and log in from another location, it's going to flag and it's going to lock you out. I mean, you're talking
Yep.
about cybersecurity, like for us in Australia, like I'm in Canberra right now. And it's a capital of Australia. We have a lot of government departments here. So if I'm trying to do work with a business owner, the likelihood it's quite a high likelihood that they also do projects for government, which means they have rules and regulations they have to comply. Now, me being another vendor, even though I'm not working directly with the government because they have a policies, then that could limit me being able to work with them. So all of these little things, but I think it's super important to be able to say, hey, here is how we protect our data and our customers. And we have not just, policies, procedures are fine, but if they're manual, then there's always room for error. If it's stuff that's software driven, like, brilliant.
That's one of the things I recommended. The IP ranges. We can put IP
Yeah.
ranges, locations, give people security controls, allow the user to dictate and control the security. Because if someone's working from home, just lock it to that one location.
Yeah. All right, segue to the next thing. Fer, I really want to pick your brain on a bunch of things. So working with so many agencies as you did while you were at HighLevel, at HighLevel Experts, you've worked with a lot. What do you think is the biggest mistakes that agencies make when they try to scale too fast?
Oh, what's a biggest mistake when they try to scale? So, let me build on that question first. Depends on the stage of where the agency's at, right? So if they're a beginner agency, meaning they have a few clients here and there, at a certain point, they need to decide, are they going to be handling support themselves or outsourcing the support? Like, are you in sales mode or support mode? So if you're a one-man operation paying for your SaaS right now, you'll probably be doing support at the beginning yourself because you want to save money. But then you have to decide, how much time are you spending supporting those 2-3 clients of yours every single day? Would it be easier or more useful for you to use one of the third-party support companies that's in our ecosystem? And that's one decision people need to make. Another one is, are they going to be a generalist SaaS or a specialized SaaS? If you're a generalist SaaS solution, then you're competing against HighLevel themselves, and every other person's coming along saying, HighLevel is the best software in the world. We're going to white label it and sell it exactly as is, the same marketing pitch. So now you're competing against everyone else saying, use my software because we consolidate 15 other softwares. And people are like, I've heard that one before. Like, it's going to be over and over and over again. Like, why are you any special? You need to decommoditize yourself. HighLevel has become a commodity as a software platform. But what solution or what problem are you solving for someone? So those who are doing the best out there I've seen and are able to scale rapidly is they really focus their offering, their niche. That's how they can find the right avatars, and they really know how to go down that path. So we have some people, or one individual agency I'm thinking top of my mind, he only sells reviews. Only sells reviews. He made a whole platform around reviews. So you're thinking, oh my God, HighLevel has over 80 different features. He's only selling one feature itself, reviews, for the same price everyone's selling everything. And why? And he's extremely successful with it as well. He's growing at a rapid pace because when it's one feature, one problem, it's so easy to say, this is what I solve. Everyone's like, I got it. And they buy the product. He's not saying, oh, I sell reviews, plus I also do web funnels, I also do website, I also do reporting, I also do phone. I was like, I don't care. You're solving a problem for me. He's like, I need a way of getting better reviews. So he's solving pain points. Or we have other people who are focused more on the AI side. They're an AI focus agency around HighLevel. They're not talking about all the other features. They'll be there, but they're not even talking about it. They're talking about, we're going to help you build an AI receptionist for your business.
Michael Raymer is a good example of that.
Yeah, he's focused strictly on AI. We're going to help you build a conversational AI agent. So you'll have agents working for you 24/7. You don't even have to log in. We're going to send you reports, and they're going to charge them $4.97 a month, for example. Now you've taken one feature and decommoditize yourself. Now you're focusing on being an AI agency. You're not just a software solution. I'm solving a pain point for you. And your pain point is now you have an employee working 24/7 for you when you're not able to work. You're solving a pain point for them. So as someone trying to scale, find your vertical, find your niche, and scale from there. If you say too general, you're competing against everyone else on the market. And a great example would be, those who come from the ClickFunnels world or heard Russell Brunson's pitch. He gave a pitch about, he has an iPhone. He's trying to sell his iPhone for $1,000, or iPhone's worth $1,000. But he's saying, I'm going to sell this iPhone for $10,000. How is he going to sell? Right now, it's a commodity. Everyone thinking, why would I pay more? I can just go buy the same iPhone somewhere else for $1,000. It's like, no, on my iPhone, what you'll get access to is my contact list. You're going to get access to the courses I've downloaded. You'll get access to these people. You'll have access to this. So all of a sudden, it goes from $1,000 to $10,000 to $50,000 of value. Nothing changed. The phone's a phone, but now your perceived value goes up significantly higher. So he commoditized a simple product. This is what, those coming from the ClickFunnels world, the education on that side is fantastic because it teaches you how to think a little bit more differently. But a lot of people coming fresh into the high level community, they don't have a marketing background. They just see an awesome software and they want to sell it. So then they go out there selling, I will sell you a sub account for $37. They're just selling sub accounts because they see a way of making fast money, but it's not sustainable. It's not a real business. They're just trying to, it's just a hustle for them. Like, they go I see people DM me sometimes say, I have an amazing software that I can give you access to. There's everything for $37. Are you interested? I'm just looking at, they just send the random.
There's no wins on that. I mean, I don't know how people do it, but I can't imagine how you can actually support that customer at that price point so that they are successful with. I don't see that happening. You mentioned a couple of unique use cases, like going really deep on a particular. So, like, sum it up. So, like, you can go really specific on a particular niche. So you build your SaaS product specific to that niche, or you can just pick one feature. In which case, you don't have to be really niched. You can just be feature marketing oriented, which is cool if you don't want to pigeonhole yourself. So that's cool. Now, I'll just plug a couple of episodes for you guys listening. So, episode 44 with Tariq. So Tariq, he is, believe it or not, he is a diamond SaaSpreneur. So he's got over 1,000 sub accounts, diamond or platinum, can't remember if I always get it wrong. And get this, he started his own business. Is in US, party rental business, like those blow up castles.
Right? Yeah.
He's got over 1,000 sub accounts of other party rental businesses.
That's incredible. What a
niche. What a niche.
That's a niche within a niche within a niche, right?
Yeah.
Who would have thought that?
He's built a snapshot, he's built the education, he's built a system, and then he just sells it to anybody that wants to either, and it's really cool, it's different angles, right? Like, hey, are you sick and tired of your 9 to 5? What if you could just have your own little side job, so your own business, just blowing up, bouncy castles for kids' parties on the weekends? And then so he breaks down, investment. And I think he's dialed it in. He's also got like suppliers, so you can actually buy the equipment through him and the whole thing. And then you got the business model. That's really cool. So anyway, that's that. Yeah, it's really nice to see those use cases because it gets you real. Like it gets you thinking like how you could apply that to your own use case. Yeah.
I was talking to someone else earlier this week, and I tell them there's a market for everything out there. Everything has a market. The most ridiculous things will have a market. For example, it's going to sound odd, but we all see it and we make fun of it. You can, people. So it came from the FinTech space and payment processing, and that's when I came across this, and this is when compliance kicked in and risk kicked in for us. People are selling pictures of feet, right? So we're just trying to figure out, like, what is this? Well, we're just trying to understand, why are people buying these things? This is even 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Like, why are people buying these things? I don't understand this. How do they even learn about this stuff? But then you start realizing people have their weird foot fetishes, and there's a market for them. They'll pay $50 for a photo of someone's feet. Like, oh my God, $50 for a picture of this. Then you take a step back, like, okay, there's a market for everything out there. If you hear about one person out there saying, oh, I would wish a solution for XYZ, or they need something, there's about a couple of thousand people in the same space easily based on the one person. Just go hunt in Reddit. You'll find the weirdest things in there, what people are trying to buy, what people are looking for. And then you can start building solutions to cater, I would say in that industry, I was saying, but there's always a need out there. So Tarek built a solution around party rentals. It's really niche specific. And that imagine that he's just giving you, and his avatar is those who are just tired of 9 to 5. And I'm going to give you a simple business, and I'm going to give you a whole turnkey solution ready to go. So you're ready to go. Now you're on my SaaS. So people book in, they just have to go through your booking calendar. It runs an automation, hits them with the landing page, and then the triggers and the workflow, the emails.
Yeah,
They don't have
about
to
the
do anything.
journey and
You pay as soon as you pay. I already know what you're looking for. Then I just need to know when to show up. The automation handled everything for me. So you found a niche, you found the client, and now it's rinse repeat. So easy.
yeah. So how do you pick a niche? I think it's based on what you've done in the past. What's your experience? What's your career experience, right?
Yeah.
I work in restaurants. My career, I'm a qualified cook, so way back. But I could, if I really sit down for a whole day and just stare at the clouds or whatever, like stare into the horizon, stare into the nature, and just think. I'm sure I could think of a bunch of different problems that industry faces and some unique stuff. It could be, it could be for the restaurant owner, but it could also be for the chef working in the kitchen. How can I help them? And
but I wouldn't even.
Yeah.
The easiest solution for you, which you have that part, but you mentioned that you were in the fitness space. The people in the fitness space, they don't have time to learn anything with software technology. All they want is help me get clients and handle the rest. So I just need an online booking form. They fill out a survey. Then I get it in a format that makes sense to me. Okay, you bought a nutrition plan? Great. You filled in all the details I needed already. I don't have to ask you any more questions. Then I can build you a nutrition plan. And then you can have you want premium coaching or services, part of that upsell. Okay, every day it's automatically, you're going to have a check-in reminder, or SMS goes out saying, hey, send me your journal today. Or what did you eat today? Or did you work out today? It's all automated. You don't have to do anything. But people will pay for these things because they have a turnkey system.
Yep.
That's what they want. Take away my pain point. I just want something that I can come in as an expert, deploy a whole system, launch it, and it runs for me, and I will pay for that now. Because now if I lose that system, and you think I'll have to do all that myself again?
You just got me thinking about personal training again. It just brought memories of back, because I was a personal trainer for about 8 years. So there's definitely something I could do there for those folks.
Yeah. People on landing pages and everything. That's what they need.
I mean, you could have a form. You could have a form like lifestyle form. You get new client signs up for personal training package. They fill it up. The output of that, you inject it into a pre-made prompt in your workflow, and that generates whatever, right?
Well, with AI now, you don't even have to do anything yourself. You just kind of customize your prompt, feed it in there.
And once and done. Optimize as you go, but once and done, really, it's what it is. Well, I'd really like to ask you about the products that you've got and all that, but I think before we segue into that, really want to pick your brain on the AI as an overall, like, because I keep hearing everybody's like, you got to talk to Fer. He's got really good wealth of knowledge of AI. Did you want to share something, like a unique use case or that you found that really stood out for you over the last 6 months or 12 months in this space?
So, I'll think of one while I'm talking to you right now, but one of the things that people need to realize a lot about AI is not the solution. You need to have the strategy first. Have a strategy in mind, then you apply that to AI. AI is not going to be like, oh, just throw AI at it, it will solve everything for us. Like, no, that's not going to happen. So you need to know exactly what you want out of the AI solution. You got to know what you feed into it, and then you get the output. It's like, the saying garbage in, garbage out. You can't just, AI is not going to solve for you. It'll just make it prettier. It's still going to be garbage. You just make it prettier. So AI, in essence, will amplify. If you're good at something, it'll amplify the good. If you're bad at something, it'll just make you look less bad. Right? So I've seen tons of examples where AI has been extremely successful. A lot of my focus in the last little while has all been around voice AI. So I'm more biased towards that side. But where we've seen tremendous examples of voice AI, funniest examples, I'll just tell you, on one of my coaching calls was someone was trying to call a dog pooper picker upper, like, whatever. Okay. What's the official term? So they're calling them on Thursday. They wouldn't answer. Friday, they didn't answer. So and they're paying for Google Ads. They're paying for Google Ads, and they're not answering the phone. So now the guy who's calling them, he's a marketer. He's like, no, I would just normally go, if it was anything else, you go number 2, number 3. He's like, no, I'm gonna reach out to him. And then he finally got in contact with him. I was like, dude, like, I clicked on your ad. That probably charged you $5, $10. I tried calling you, you didn't respond back. So I'm gonna go to the next person in the list. So now you got charged for that Google ad for me clicking on it, but you didn't actually answer my call. And when you do call me back a couple of days later, I would have moved on to someone else. What's up with that? He's like, oh, I run ads, but I'm busy at that time. I can't do that. Like, and he can't turn it off because of whatever reason. Whatever the reason was. It's like,
I would say it also sounds like you're in the business of pissing money away rather than picking up poo.
Or the other way around, right? So he literally pitched him on that. It's like, why not use a virtual AI receptionist? It'll answer your calls 24/7, and it'll book you appointments for you while you're busy doing your other stuff. And the guy bought it right away because he found the utility of it. He can't answer the calls while he's there. Or we had another client on a call. Perfect example, because the question that always comes up all the time is, how much should I charge for the offering? Because sometimes you just don't know. You don't want to charge too cheap, because then if you're a beginner, this is a lot of people, if you're brand new to the space, this is a very common question. And those who are more experienced, sometimes you see snarky responses like, oh, charge what you're worth, Like, honestly, a new person coming in, he is just time is irrelevant to him at that point. He just wants to put in the time. He'll figure it out. He's still trying to learn. So he wants to know what is the range he should be charging that's fair. You don't come along and say, oh, voice AI, I'm going to charge you $5,000 because hear someone else say it. Like, $5,000 because you're doing all these other things. Be reasonable. So on this call, this person asking how much should he charge. Then gave him different ranges. Then I explained to him how to pitch it. He came back to me on the next call and says, guess what? Like, what happened? One of my friends, she owns a salon. And one of her employees wanted a raise. And she didn't give it to her because she couldn't afford it. So she quit on her. I'm like, okay, and? He's like, and all that receptionist did all day was take appointments. I'm like, okay. And what happened over there? He's like, I sold her on the AI receptionist. I'm like, awesome. How much did you sell it for? He's like, I sold her for $597. What do you think? I'm like, that's fantastic. Good Your price. Cost is $97 for the AI employee unlimited plan. And then you get your negligible cost for the phone carrier cost. Very negligible. So we'll say it's going to cost you $125. He's charging $600. He's making them, $375 or $475 in terms of the markup. That's his revenue. That's in revenue there. And for the client, that was a steal of a deal for her because she was paying that employee $2,200 a month. And now she's only paying $600 a month. So she is saving $1,600. That's in her mind. Like, wow, I'm saving $1,600. And now the receptionist handles everything for her. And the best part or simplest part was people call in, would just send them a booking link anyways. That's what she would do. She would just go on the booking link, do it. Now she just sends it to them and it solved her pain points. Now she doesn't have to worry. So she's happy because she's saving $1,600. He's happy because he's making $375, $475 over here. It became a win-win. So seeing how this solution is changing people's lives when it's used well and effective, it's incredible. Like, I've seen so many amazing examples where it works extremely well. But then you get your naysayers like, oh, it doesn't sound like human. Like, no one's trying to make it sound like human. I would, tell people, say, hey, I'm so-and-so's virtual AI receptionist right off the bat. Because if you don't say that, in a minute into the call, minute and a half into the call, someone's going to realize, wait a minute, this is AI. And then they feel like they've been duped. Like, you just lied to me. No one likes to feel like you've been lied to on a call. Then they get frustrated. But if I tell you straight up, it's an AI receptionist, no problem. Now people are becoming more and more used to AI everywhere anyways. We already had Alexa. We already have Siri. Everyone's just used to this already. So I tell you it's there. You'll get on the call. And I actually don't mind talking to AI as long as it works. Because then I've seen one of your guests at Beyond, he has a restaurant, a pizza restaurant.
Yeah.
So he installed AI at a pizza restaurant because for those who still call in, I don't know why people call into a restaurant, like to place an order, you could do it online now. But for those who do call in, they'd get on the call like, oh, can you tell me what your specials are for today?
They want to
Okay.
talk for minutes, and you don't have
Then
time.
say,
You're gonna make
okay,
pizzas. Yeah.
and okay, I have a gluten allergy. Which of your products are I have a gluten allergy? And this is going on and on 3-4 minutes. And the person like, okay, do you ready to place your order? I'm busy. You hear noise in the background. They can't even hear the person talking anymore. There's so many things going on.
Yeah.
So he added the AI receptionist there and said, hey, I'm so-and-so's AI receptionist or AI, whatever you call
Pizza.
it. And
Yeah.
he's AI. I don't know what the term was, whatever it was. And then what he realizes people spend 4 or 5 minutes talking to the AI. And he would say, I'm so-and-so, when you're ready to place an order, say I'm ready to place an order. Then it'll transfer it. So people would be on the call talking to the AI and saying, okay, how large is a large? Do you offer halal options? You offer gluten free? Then sure, I'll send you the menu right now. Then they ask you, okay, how much would this cost? What's the best sellers? They're taking their time asking questions. They don't feel rushed. Then say, okay, I'm ready to place an order. Then once they're ready to talk to the order taker, 30 seconds to a minute, order's done.
Yeah. Boom.
Bam. So it's solving problems. This is where AI is as effective as how you use it and utilize it in the right areas. Don't just throw AI as a solution for every problem. Some people don't need AI yet for whatever they're in, but AI can help them in different areas of the business without a doubt.
Yeah. And what I like about that example as well, so we have two examples there. The first one, the person losing a job, they asked for a raise, they probably weren't that good enough, and so they lost the job, whatever the reason was.
They left the job.
So they left the job. Okay, well that's okay. So but nevertheless, like some might be like, some people are losing jobs, let's say if it was that situation. But now we've got this example, a pizza, nobody's losing job. In fact, it's making their jobs. I mean, I've worked in the pizza kitchen and a big, large establishment. We would have 200, 300 pizzas a night. You got the docket printing, you got to be doing stuff. So it's stressful already as it is. And now you got to pick it up, take orders. Like, yes, so now you're actually making that workplace healthier for everybody.
More efficient, yeah.
More efficient, healthier. You don't have to stress about and all that. Yes, brilliant. So you're putting together something special in January, an event in Cancun that's going to be all about AI. Do you want to talk to the audience about it? What is it? I know you've partnered up with Michael Raymer on this. Yeah, that's all I know.
Yeah, so it's in essence, we all want to learn AI. Anyone in the marketing space and then outside the marketing space, we all hear about AI. We all want to learn about AI. We all will just watch some YouTube videos, try to figure it out, but you just don't have time to really get into the weeds of it, right? So for myself, for example, I hear about vibe coding all the time. I'm like, man, I wish I could learn how to vibe code.
Yeah.
I watched a video. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I got distracted with 10 other things. So, and I think,
well, shout out to Mario. He's working on something pretty special.
That's exactly it. So, I would chat with Mario about it. I put posts out, hey, what vibe coding tool should we be using? Like, 1,000 different options. I'm like, you know what? At this point, I'll just put this on pause. Let me figure it out. Or video AI. I would see Michael Reimer doing a bunch of stuff on video AI. Well, that's pretty cool. He animated our logo. Like, how do you do all that stuff? It's just that little part from I don't know to like, oh my God, I know how to do it now. A lot of people don't spend that time figuring it out. They don't have the opportunity or they just don't know where to get started. So knowing that, and this is my personality, a lot of other people like, I don't know how to do that because they haven't spent the time to figure it out. So the event I'm trying to organize right now is let's dissect every single tool that someone can utilize in their toolkit and make money with. Right? Learning it and putting in your back pocket, like what we all used to do, learn high level, learn ClickFunnels, put in your back pocket, doesn't make you money. That's fantastic. Yeah. You're a high level expert or ClickFunnels expert. It's fantastic. But are you making money with it or not? You're not. Your job is not to keep learning about it. It's to learn to turn it into something you make money with, turn it into a revenue opportunity. So we're going to go through specific AI topics. So we're going to cover video AI, for example. How do you use AI to generate videos that you can sell and make money with or utilize for your business, utilize for your clients, how to make commercials? And people will charge $500 to $1,500 for a video. Now you can do it for $5 to $10 and you can sell it at $500 to $1,000 in terms of value. We're going to show people what tools to use, how to prompt it, how to build it, and how to sell it. Every single AI area is going to be focused on, we're going to show it to you. And what we're actually trying to do, we're making our best effort right now for everything I'm pushing out right now for the AI event. We're trying to use AI as much as possible on our side. It's kind of dog fooding on our side. So whenever we push out a video, we want to use AI as much as we can on the video.
The practice what you're going to be preaching. Yeah, it's cool.
Pretty much. And then we'll try to do it behind the scenes. Like, this is what we did. This is how we did it. And then we're going to ask everyone in the audience, now is your turn. Everyone has to do it with us. It's a hands-on event. You're not sitting back and listening. You're going to be actively engaged. It's a workshop. So every single person there, the goal is, if we're going to be doing videos, every single person will have to have their own video produced after the end of that specific workshop. Obviously, it's not going to be that hard. We're going to prompt them, show them examples, then do something that's specific to your business. So you might want to create a video around a podcast commercial, or, a video around selling something, a busy kitchen and busy on the phone and selling pizza, and you need a solution. We can implement video AI or voice AI for you, a little mini commercial. So every single person, we're going to show them an example with us, follow along. Now carve out, do something specific for your own needs, so you have an asset that you're done in that workshop. We'll do something of video, a voice AI. Everyone's going to build their own voice AI agent that will be specific for their needs. We'll do something chatbot related. We're going to be using certain tools. You're going to build a chatbot, and it'll be, you deploy it, and we will demo it. And I want everyone to have a demoable product for everything we do, for every topic area we're doing, because you're literally going to walk away with not just a toolkit, but all the tools, and you know how to sell them as well. So I'm bringing people who are sales experts as well, saying that's fantastic. Now you know how to do videos. How are you going to sell it? What's your pitch? How are you going to sell to a client? How are you going to make money with it? It's fantastic. You know how to do vibe coding, but are you making money vibe coding? Or are you just sitting there all day long vibe coding, building amazing softwares, but you haven't made a dime? So the main objective, where I feel the success of the event, the goal I'm going for, is every single person there will have a new tool in their toolkit for every topic we're talking about, and they will know how to sell that tool as well and make money off of it. That's the goal. That's my ambition for this event. I want people to be able to make money for everything they're learning over there. That's why even I'm trying to be very calibrated, even our messaging on the page, saying you're not coming here to have fun and sit back and relax. This is not going to be a passive event. All day long, you're going to be actively engaged, following along and learning from all the experts. So even all the speakers I'm bringing, we're calling not speakers, they're coaches or teachers. They're all engaged with you. So we're going to cross-train every single coach as well. So if you struggle at one point, you'll have all the other coaches helping you out, because every single person, we're pulling them along with us. They have to succeed with us. I don't expect anyone to be falling behind, because it's not hard. We're going to have a roadmap for everyone to follow. We're going to tell you what tools to follow. You're going to learn. And at the end, you can walk away saying, I can sell any of these things now. You choose now what you want to sell, what you want to add to your agency. It's all up to you.
Here's what I like about this opportunity. I think we're on the verge of, and this is going to happen, I reckon, right about November. I'm predicting, right? Black Friday is going to hit. There's going to be a lot more offers being put out. Christmas time to chill out, time to maybe look at online, not being stressed about work. It's time to explore. Business owners are going to be looking at what's going to be my cutting edge to 2026, all that stuff. And I'm predicting next year what we're going to see a fast adoption of these tools. This year's been some are doing it, some are not, some are skeptical. I think, what do they call that? The curve thing, the J curve, whatever. I think we're on the bridge of that J curve kicking off. And I think it's going to happen at the start of next year. So big thing is going to be AI, like a lot more business owners. I'm 99% like sure this will happen. A lot more business owners are actually going to be proactively looking, how do we implement that in our business? And not just for efficiency, but like for everything, sales, marketing, everything, because it's such a cutting edge advantage that it's no longer a question of if you want to. It's almost like it's non-negotiable if you want to continue staying in business and be competitive. So this is a great investment. I think this is a great opportunity. You're going to be doing it in a nice location. So I assume there's going to be some time to chill in the evenings or whatever.
The evenings are there to chill to a certain point. It's up to
Yeah.
then, like during the day, follow along, and I guarantee you'll get the results. That's during the day. Evening, you can do as you wish. It's all inclusive resort, so you're gonna have fun. But for those who want to geek out a little bit more, in the evening, we're gonna have more curated, more intimate training sessions for people who want to geek out specific topics with
cool.
specific teachers. We'll have a very limited, it'll be like maybe 8-to-1 ratio for very specific audiences who choose to opt into that. Because my goal is for everyone to walk away from this event saying, I understand everything about I need to know about AI. You're not going to be an expert, but we're going to take you from beginner to an intermediate, and I've exposed you to everything you need to know. Now, any one of these topics come up, someone says, "Oh, I need a video." I got it. I know how to do it. You know what tool to go to. You can throw it together, and within half an hour, you can do it. But it's a 5-star all-inclusive resort. One of the criteria I had when I was selecting the venue as well is, I'm a first-time event organizer as a whole of this level. I've spoken to other event organizers who've done something similar. One of my criteria was, how do I find the best venue for the cheapest price possible? Because I'm passing the cost savings on to people, not putting the markup. So even right now, I don't know when people are listening to this, so they might feel bad after hearing about it. We have our early bird special going on right now.
Yep.
As of now, that after we hit the target number we need for the early bird, then the prices will go up in different phases, different tiers. But the reason why we're doing it this way is we're trying to make it as cost effective as possible, because we know the audience that will be coming. These are people who are investing in their education and they want to learn. They're taking time away from their business, or they want to level up. They want to take it to another level for their skill set, or they want to get better at it. I have some people who are investing, like literally the example you had, they're a family-run business. They need to learn more about AI and technology for their business. So one of the son of that business is coming to this event so he can bring it back to the family business, everything he's learning to help grow their business.
Yeah, right. So it doesn't have to be just agencies. Yeah, it could be anybody, really.
No, so I'm trying to branch out from the agency world, the marketing world. It's if you're a business owner, you don't even have to be using HighLevel. Doesn't matter. This is an AI event, not a high-level event.
Yeah.
HighLevel will be one of the tools in our toolkit that we'll be using for specific things, but you don't need to be a high-level user or member in order to do what we're trying to do. So it's open to everyone, in HighLevel, outside of HighLevel, as long as you're passionate about learning about AI and you want to do better. This is the people we have there. I've chosen specific speakers based not on their popularity, because just because someone's very popular in the AI space doesn't mean they're great at being an AI coach. Right?
That's important. Yeah.
It's very important, because I've been fortunate to be on both sides. I've spoken to a lot of people in the AI space as well. Some people have fantastic followings, large followings, and they're great at content, pushing it all out there, but they don't know, they're not AI users. They're just more of a content generator around AI for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm selecting people who use it and understand it at a user level, and they know how to teach it as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I've had people reach out to me, I want to talk about. I'm like, the speakers I have are very specific because they know their subject matter very well. That's what we want them to be. I don't need the most popular person there or the most AI savvy that you hear about. I want people who I know the AI at a very tangible level.
I love it. So when is the event? How many days does it go for? And how do they sign up for this?
So the website is AI Unleashed Intensive.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 words, AI Unleashed Intensive.com. It is taking place January 28th to 30th. So people would arrive on the 27th. If people opt in for a VIP package, they would come in one day earlier on the 26th instead. And we have all the details around the VIP offering as on the website itself. And it's taking place in Cancun, Mexico. So for those who are in the States, it's a couple $100 to fly down from anywhere pretty much in the States. That's why it's It's a travel destination, super cheap in terms of traveling. I think when I was pricing it out, I was I was very conscious on the dates as well. So
Yep.
whenever I would look at the dates, I would go into Expedia or Priceline, search those dates from major hubs. How much would it cost for tickets flying at that time? And it was $300 to go from New York to Cancun. $300.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's incredible. So that's why I'm trying to find a way to make the travel expense as cheap as possible. Once you're there, it's all inclusive resort. Everything's bundled in within our ticket and our package price, which is almost say 60% cheaper or 40 or 50% cheaper than other packages you would see similar to those destinations. So it's, as it being a first time event organizer, my goal is not to make money on this event per se. It is to deliver on the promise of what I'm trying to teach. That's what we're trying to do. And that's the promise I'm trying to ensure we achieve. That's our event that we're doing.
I love it. I love it. So guys, so definitely check it out. I think it's definitely worth the investment. I mean, I would consider it as well if it wasn't for, having other things on at the time, unfortunately.
Perhaps some other Australians coming down, just letting you know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'll think about it. I mean, I'll see what I can do. Now we've got. I'm just conscious of time, but I do want to talk to you about I'd like you to share a little bit about your products, your super cloner and the super editor. Let's start with the super cloner. I've seen the link on the Facebook. I think Mario somebody posted it, and I looked at it and oh, this is really cool. But how did you come up with that concept, and what problem were you solving that no one else was?
So let's take a step back. Actually, I started with Super Editor. So that was my first tool, Super Editor. And it was such a simple tool, but the pain point I was solving, why it came about, was I had a funnel on one of my accounts and I had a spelling error on it. So I'm trying to find out, I got to go fix this funnel. But I don't remember which account. I couldn't find where that funnel was located.
Right.
So I went into my sub account. I went through every search barely finds you anything. So I was going through every single account, every single funnel step to find it. I spent almost 2.5 hours looking for that one page. Then I realized it was on another sub account I barely use. I'm like, why did I even put it on that account? I don't understand why. But then I found it after 2.5 hours. I'm thinking, man, this sure has to be an easier way. And this solution, Super Editor, is a simple Chrome extension on top of your page, simple Chrome extension that you just click on the Chrome extension. It will detect if it's a high level page, first of all. So it indicates it's a high level page. Then once you get there, you just simply click on the extension. It'll open up a box and say, edit content. If you click on edit content, it'll drill you directly to that sub account, to that funnel, to that step, and open up in the builder. So instead of you spending 5 or 2-3 minutes trying to look for it, in the best case scenario, it's opened in 5 to 10 seconds.
Right. I was going to say, I mean, if you wanted to share a screen, show a quick demo of it. If it's quick, I don't know.
Let me make sure I'm in the right. Okay, let's do it.
You can show it to the guys. Now, guys, if you're listening, obviously you won't see it, but we do have a YouTube channel. So if you head over to YouTube, we do share screens on all of these episodes to showcase the demo of these products. So I would like to invite you to check out our YouTube channel while you're there. Give it a subscribe, give it a like. Would appreciate you guys doing that.
All right. Now, so let me share. You see my screen?
Yes. Let me just drag it
across. So this is my Super Editor page. And the whole idea is one-click access to your builder. So this is the extension on top right here, Super Editor. And it lights up. It says, hey, I have access. Super Editor has access to page. That means it's a high-level page or funnel. So if I come to this page and I realize, there's a spelling error right here. I simply click on this page right here. It'll open up a box, say edit content. Which sub account do I want to go into? In this case here, I know it's under my main account. Hopefully I'm logged in.
I'm not. I'm only seeing the screen share of that thing. Oh, you're getting it. Okay, cool.
I think just send it drilled right in. So now it opened up directly into the editor of the page itself now.
So as long as you're logged in, it takes you straight there. If you're not logged in, it'll prompt you to log in.
Yeah, I do nothing on the security side. All I'm doing is routing you directly to your account the same way as you normally do with copy paste.
Right.
So that's what the tool does overall. So it's such a simple little tool that it will just drill you in. and I give away one free license on a sub. If anyone comes to it, they go supereditor.cc. They can install a Chrome extension to use simply on their own white label account.
Yep.
Then they can use it for free, one installation, and then hopefully you like it. You want to share with other people. We have one installation for that white label. If you want someone else to use it, you gotta subscribe to the plan.
Yeah,
That's the whole idea.
So that's Super Editor. You've got two more tools. I've seen the migration tool, and then there was another one, the cloner. Do you want to unpack those?
So now Super Cloner, it just came about because anyone who's building funnels or, sometimes just doing things yourself is so much faster than having to hire someone to explain it to them. So sometimes I see a nice page. I'm like, this is a really nice page. Then I'm like, I like the layout. I like the structure. I like how they laid out their menu. I don't care about the content. The content's completely irrelevant to me because it's like a template for me. I look at these things as templates.
Yeah.
So Super Cloner will let you go to any high-level website or funnel. You simply click on the cloner icon itself. You copy. It'll copy the whole page. It'll scan the whole page, copy it. Then you open up or go to your funnel builder section on an empty builder. Then you click on that again and paste, and it pastes it right in.
All the elements, all the custom CSS, everything.
It copies it 100% as is. You're ready to go. And now, part of the disclaimer I always have to make, just because you always get those people who are missing, like, oh, that's not right. You can't do that. I'm like, what are you doing after you copy paste? Are you going to go live with someone else's website? You'd be foolish to do that. What you are trying to do now is like, okay, change their logo to your own logo, change the images to your own images, change the content to your own content. All you're really doing is trying to get the structure, the layout, because that takes so much time. I built funnels and I go through desktop view. Then I'm like, oh, I forgot about the mobile view. Oh, the mobile's broken. Now I got to fix it over here. All these things take 5 to 6 hours to get a landing page going nicely. Imagine you find something you really like, copy, paste, go, modify, you're live. And now I don't have to go hire someone to do it. Normally you go spend maybe $100, $150 for someone to do the page. Now you pay per credit. You clone the page. You can edit it yourself in 20 to 30 minutes, depending what you're doing. Nowadays with ChatGPT, go in there. Okay, I need a header content over here. Paste it in. Do that. You do it over and over again. You have a page ready to roll out in an hour. You're live. I have people who sometimes like someone's like, this is a nice checkout page. They just like how the structure is. It's a checkout page. They just like, oh, they added little sections over here. They did that. That's perfect. I can do the same thing. They clone that. They change all the images out there, obviously, and make it their own. And as a disclaimer, I say clone responsibly. Don't steal someone else's content. That's not the whole point of this. The whole point is you're trying to use it as a template to structure it and then build something off, because no one in their right mind will clone it and go live with the exact same thing, because if you do that, you would get flamed and destroyed online. You're not trying to copy someone's stuff.
That's it. So guys, do the right thing, and all the way down to make sure change the bloody colors. Like, you've got your own branding, please change it. Do the right thing, and I think if it's used for the right reasons, I think it's a really good tool. I'm definitely going to check it out.
Yeah, I've heard no complaints from people overall about it. They've had great success. Had amazing success stories from people. How they're extremely. I get a lot of feedback. They go, "Oh my god, that's amazing! It's fantastic! I love what you did here." It saves them time, because if you're an agency owner of 3, 4, 5 people, you don't have time to do it yourself. You just can give it to one of your guys. Just go clone this page. I like this page. What do you do normally when you want to build a new website? The first question is like, what type of websites do you like? You give them examples.
Yeah.
So now it's like, here, clone this page, change this. Let's go live. We're ready to go live in an hour.
Brilliant. Now, if this wasn't controversial enough for Sam, the last two will be the most. The migration
The last
tool.
one was actually, so I have another tool that I built called Super Migrator. So that one is not a tool. I took a step back on this tool here. I'm not going to publish it for the public to use ever.
Oh, okay.
Because it's too dangerous to be in the wild. It's a tool that will help. It's a service. It's a service offering we do. So I have my disclaimers over here and why I built it. When I was working at HighLevel, I would see so many people complain about working with rogue agency owners they're no longer answering their questions. They're stuck in there. They won't eject them. They won't give them a snapshot. And now they're forced to go rebuild everything step by step themselves. And it's taking them 6 weeks to 8 weeks to rebuild everything. Or they hire someone that will cost them $3,000 to $5,000 to do. It's not one example. I've seen 30 to 50 different examples of these things happening, but it just can't, just luckily somehow we stumbled upon how to build something, with doing all these tools, we got better and better. And we're like, wait a minute, we can drill into your account. Great. We can clone a public facing page. Great. Now we can go into any sub account and clone the whole sub account.
Wow.
So I can come in there and say, I want to copy all the funnels, and we can paste all the funnels somewhere else. I can copy all your websites, paste all the websites somewhere else, copy all your workflows, paste it somewhere else, copy all your tags, your custom values with the values, and bring them over. So it's not as good as an ejection. Ejection is 100% exactly as is. You're just changing the agency owner, but it's better than a snapshot because I'm bringing along your custom values as well. And I'm going to be able to export your contacts with the notes in there as well.
What about conversation history?
Conversation history, we are extracting conversation history and adding it to your notes only because you can't keep it in. That's a database level. We can't touch that.
Yeah. So that's that. The ejecting is, yeah.
That ejecting is better. So this is Super Migrator, and it's a tool that on demand. I've actually refused 2 people who come to me to migrate this stuff because in the end, I knew who the agency owner was already. I know, honestly, I know most of the agency owners, what's going on. In their case, they were trying to take they had very minimal IP. They want to take the agency owner's IP with them. I'm like, so in those cases, I would decline them or refund them. I don't need to be involved in that. I'm looking at a case of they can easily rebuild it. If they want to rebuild it, they can do it on their own. It has nothing to do with me. I won't involve myself when I know it's clearly they're just trying to take someone else's IP.
Mm-hmm.
So Super Migrator, it's a fantastic tool. It's one of those things when people are trying to leave an agency account, I understand 100% the controversy involved here. It's like, I'm helping people leave other agency accounts. Look, they're leaving anyways. I'm just facilitating the transfer for them in a more cleaner manner. And at the same time, it's already happening. If they're leaving, they're leaving. Yeah. So it's up to the agency saying, why don't you monetize it if they're leaving? Charge them to eject them, or let them rebuild it on their own. It's up to you.
Like the red flags for me is like a really simple one is if you're under an agency and they do not even let you export your contact list.
Oh yeah.
That's like, yeah. So
I can do that.
Brilliant.
I can extract your contact list.
We could rant on forever. So Fer, we put together a bit of an offer for you guys. So you guys are going to get 25% off on, I don't know if it's all these tools, but Fer, do you want to unpack that offer and where do they go?
Yeah. So what was the offer you said on? We said
I think you mentioned 25% off for the listeners. I think it was the Cancun thing.
Let's just do 30%. We'll do 30% off for all your listeners. We'll do Super Cloner. We'll give everyone a 30% discount who's listening. And what was the code that we agreed upon in there?
We didn't, but the code will be available on the website. So you just got to head over to HighLevelExperience.com/Fer, and that'll take you to a landing page. We get to read a bit more about the offer, and then there's going to be a button for you guys to click on. That'll take you to the actual way you complete the purchase. I will put the promo code on that landing page, on that initial landing page. If you scroll down below the fold, there's going to be some other offers that I've got as well. So simply head over to HighLevelExperience.com/Fer, F-E-R, and you get to get to learn more and take action.
Yeah. So if they've never tried Super Cloner, try it out. It's going to save them a ton of time. We'll give a 30% discount to all your listeners. It will be on the landing page. At the same time, check out Super Editor. You don't know how valuable it is until you actually use it. I had people like Mario. I showed him Super Editor initially at the beginning. He was less polite about it, and he pretty much said, "What a useless tool that is." That's in simpler terms, like, what a useless tool. Why'd you waste your time on that? That's what he told me. Until he came back to me 4 weeks later, he's like, "Oh my God, I need your tool." Then he got it. Then he's like, "This is the greatest tool in the world." I'm like, yes, because I use it probably 15 times a day because I don't ever go into the funnel builder itself and search ever. I'll just go to the page publicly, click edit, and right into the page. I don't want to waste time navigating. So the purpose of the tool is to just save time and simplify your day-to-day. Take away the wasted clicking and the time-consuming part and get straight to the stuff that'll bring you the ROI.
Brilliant. Fer, thank you so much for being on the show today. I wish we had more time. I'll have to get you back on, mate, because there's so much more I want to talk to you about. So yeah, but appreciate you jumping on, sharing your knowledge, sharing your experiences, and yeah, thank you so much. I hope to see you at Dallas. I assume you're coming along to level up.
I won't be able to make it this year, unfortunately.
Okay, so Cancun it is. All right.
Cancun. So I can't make it there, Dallas, but I'm inviting everyone to join me in Cancun at the AI Unleashed Intensive, and we can have fun over there and learn.
What's the website again?
AIUnleashedintensive.com.
AI Unleash Intensive. I'll check that on that landing page as well. AIUnleashedintensive.com. Thank you so much, mate. And thank you guys for listening to today's episode on the HighLevel Experience Podcast. If you've enjoyed today's episode, then please share it with fellow agency mates and other high levelers that you think would also benefit from listening. For show notes, links, and extra tips to help you grow your agency or your SaaS with HighLevel, please go to highlevelexperience.com. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day, everybody.